The international break is finally back and it is among us and it is finally here. World Cup qualifiers is back, and I know fans all over the world are not usually excited for this. The international break always stops the top 5 leagues in the world and everyone's leagues and momentum. But as a Canadian supporter, as a Canadian fan, I am over the moon for the international break and World Cup qualifiers to come back because this is the best ever Canadian roster or Canadian team we've ever seen, ever fielded, the best ever young crop we've ever had, and this Canadian team has the future ahead of them. And this World Cup qualifying is the most exciting times for my footballing career or footballing watching time. And to see Canada take on Mexico this week or tomorrow away at the Azteca in Mexico City is a great and very scary fixture for any Canadian fan or Canadian player, but it is a massive game in CONCACAF. Guys, before we jump into things though, make sure to hit that sub button, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It means the world to me, and I'll be pumping out the best CONCACAF content and the best international break content out there possible, and all the best content in the footballing world. Make sure to hit the like button and let me know what you guys think down below in the comments on what's going to happen during the CONCACAF break and what do you guys think is going to be the score line in the Canada versus Mexico game. But guys, we're going to jump straight into things. Like I said, this is a very daunting fixture for Canada and Canadian fans. Going away to Mexico, going away anywhere in CONCACAF is always a troubling fixture, is always a hard fixture. I know lots of countries will say that in Europe, in Asia, in Africa, but the one continent with the hardest away fixtures for me would be CONCACAF. It's not that you're playing the most hard teams. Even if you go away to El Salvador, to Honduras, the fans are rocking and the refs are not great. The pitches are terrible. And it is an electric atmosphere. And when you go away to any CONCACAF side, it is a tough match. But when you go away to Mexico, when you go away to Mexico City to play at the Azteca, one of the biggest and most known historical stadiums in the world of football, to play Mexico, it is the toughest fixture you can imagine. You're playing the number one team in CONCACAF. Everyone's known that for decades and decades and decades. But Canada has one of the best teams we've ever seen. And if Canada can do what we did against the US, I know this is a different kind of a team, a different kind of a beast in Mexico. But if Canada can go out when we do it against the US, we have a fully fit Alphonso Davies. We have a Jonathan David that is firing like you'd never believe. The number one goal scorer in Liga, ahead of Messi, ahead of Neymar, ahead of Kylian Mbappe. Jonathan David is firing on all forms. You have Kyle Larin up top with him. You have midfielder Stefan Eustáquio, who's been unbelievable in Portuguese League. You have a great team here for John Herdman. And if he can galvanize this team, and they're already confidence building after being second place in CONCACAF, absolutely smashing it in the last game they had in the group before they went away and the international break was over, and also getting that draw against US, that's just galvanizes the team, gets the confidence up, and the guys are ready. They're excited to go away to the Azteca, and they're excited to get a point or get all 3 points from Mexico. And this is an exciting fixture, and I think John Herdman is the right man for this Canadian side, and I think he can galvanize them for this Mexico game, but it's going to be a very, very tough ask for this Canada side going away to Mexico. And the main positive is this is the best Canadian team we've ever seen. Bringing in a young forward from the Dutch league is also a massive help. Liam Millar is back, but Mexico have a lot of confidence going in this game as well. Sitting first in the group, having 7 points, 2 wins and a draw, Mexico are looking amazing. And not just that, the confidence building for Mexico is even larger now, with the likes of Raul Jimenez coming back from Wolves after that scary, scary injury. He is finally back in the Mexico side. Funes Mori now sees the bench. Now you have Chucky Lozano, Irving Lozano back into the side. It is a tough ask for Canada going away to Mexico. You also have in the midfield, you have Edson Alvarez, you have Andres Guardado, you have Hector Herrera. You have such a good side out there, even Jonathan Dos Santos. You have such a good team. But the thing is, for that Mexico side, the back line is horrendous. The back line is awful for that Mexico team. I was listening to ESPN, their podcast, and they were talking about that Mexico back line. And I completely agreed with them. They said it's a shambles. And the thing that Canada has going for them is the counterattack, our pace. That Mexican side is either very old, if you play the red players, or it's extremely young and unexperienced. And this plays right into Canada's hands. Like I said, Jonathan David's firing on all forms. He's quick as fast. He's so quick. You have Kyle Larin up top. You have Lucas Cavallini come off the bench. You have the midfield Stefan Eustáquio who's going to be playing balls. You have Hoylett, you have Liam Millar, you have likes of Richie Laurier, you have Alphonso Davies. This team is going to be crazy. If you can have Alphonso Davies attacking that back line, Tajon Buchanan, they're going to have a heyday. I think John Herdman's going to be able to attack this perfectly. And if he can get out that back line with some amazing counterattacks, which we did against US, I think Canada has a shot against Mexico away. Which for me, if you told me this a year ago, if you told me this 2 years ago, I would have said you're crazy, because Canada's team a year ago did not look like this. And Mexico's back line, Mexico used to be strong. But Mexico is aging, they're slow, they're unexperienced with some players. And it's going to be very interesting to see how Mexico can deal with Canada's pace and quickness and prowess on the attack. So it's going to be a very interesting game here between Canada and Mexico. Mexico didn't just make some key adds, Canada did as well. I know a lot of Canadian fans were wondering, where is Teo Corbianu? Where is Scott Arfield? Corbianu probably isn't ready for that step up. We saw him in the Gold Cup, he was very good. But in the Gold Cup, he was playing some weaker opponents. And also, he hasn't had enough game time with Sheffield Wednesday to warrant a call-up. You also have the likes of Jacob Schaffelberg coming in, which people are saying it's no surprise to see him because he has been unbelievable. But for me, Jacob Schaffelberg is extremely young. He needs to take a step up, and he needs to go to a bigger league and start playing for a better team. I know Toronto is not a great side right now, but he does need to step up and play in Europe, because Europe, you're going to get that another step of physicality, another step of technical ability. I think Schaffelberg is ready for that step up. Some key players who I think were brought in left out. Derek Cornelius comes into the team. I do like Cornelius more than Daniil Henry at times, because Daniil Henry has a mistake in him. But I'm not pleased with Scott Kennedy being left out of this team. I love Scott Kennedy. I think he's a fantastic defender. And I hope, really hope, next international break he is back in, because we need Scott Kennedy in this team for me to keep improving, because I think he will be the future of that back line. And then you have Charles Andreas Brim. Personally, I don't know a heck of a lot about him. But playing at SC Eindhoven, we need a third option at up top. I think he's a perfect man. I hope he shows some of it in this tournament. Obviously, we have 3 tough fixtures: Panama, Jamaica, and Mexico. So it'll be interesting to see how he fares against some extremely tough opponents. But the key add for me in this one is Liam Millar. Obviously, was playing for Liverpool, got that move, and now he has rejoined the Canadian side. This is huge. And it is massive, because Liam Millar has been great this year, and I hope he can keep it up for the Canadian national side, because he just brings another element to that Canadian attack, which will be perfect for Canada. But guys, this is an amazing team for Canada. Mexico have an amazing side with some key adds coming in, and it'll be very interesting to see what is going to happen here with this Canadian side against Mexico. I know this is becoming a longer video, guys, but another guy who I want to talk about quickly is Scott Arfield, who's been left out. Not sure why he keeps getting left out, but it is a talking point amongst fans. I want to dive into that maybe in another video if you guys want to see that. But before I wrap things up, I'll give my score prediction. For me, Mexico at home at the Azteca, I do see a goal in it for Mexico. I got Mexico scoring 1. Do I see Canada winning it or scoring? I see Canada pulling off at least a point. I see us tying this to 1-1. But I also can see us winning this 2-1. As I saw in the Gold Cup, we got robbed. They had 2 penalties. They scored 1. The refs massively favored them. And like I said, that back line, I am very excited to play against that Mexico back line. And if John Herdman gets this right and plays Alphonso Davies and Tajon Buchanan, Stephen Eustáquio, Tiva Hutchinson, and has Hoylett out there linking up the balls, I think we can win this 2-1. I really do. I've never felt that or thought I was going to say that. But with Jonathan David, the form he's in, Kyle Larin, this team is unbelievable. And personally, if you put out our best 11 over theirs best 11, we would probably have more better players out there than they would. And I'm excited to see how this is going to fare. I got Canada winning it 2-1 over Mexico at the Azteca away from home. Cross my fingers. This is going to be very interesting, guys. But at least we'll get a point from this. I really do believe Canada will come away at the Azteca with a point at minimum. But I'm going to say 2-1 and put my neck on the line and see what happens in the game tomorrow night. I'll do a reaction video after the game for you guys. So stay tuned to the channel and hit that sub button. And I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.